Rick, you'll be pleased to know we've already had some responses, and Simon and Mark have already emailed us in this link to something that was on the BBC News website. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but it's a remarkable story. Lion mutilates 42 midgets in Cambodian ring fight. That's just the headline.
That's a hell of a headline. That makes me want to know more about the story.
Well, that's what
a headline should do.
Spectators cheered as entire Cambodian midget fighting league squared off against African lion. Tickets had been sold out 3 weeks before the much-anticipated fight. The fight was organised when an angry fan contested Yang Shamoni, president of the CMFL, claiming that one lion could defeat his entire league of 42 fighters. Well, the fight was ended, Rick, after only 12 minutes, after which 28 of the midget fighters were declared dead.
Right.
While the other 14 suffered severe injuries, including broken bones, lost limbs, and they were basically unable to fight.
But the lion wasn't hurt?
It would have seemed that the lion was okay.
Oh, good. Well, that's amazing.
Carl, what are your thoughts instantly? I mean, you're bound to have a take on that.
See, what's annoying me is I've sent money to Cambodia because apparently they're hungry and haven't got any energy. So what's going on?
Well, it's much easier to fill up a midget than it is a regular Cambodian. You know, they're
I just feel like I'm being cheated a bit.
You were conned before with a charity, weren't you?
Well, a few times, yeah.
What about the old lady? What was that?
I got stopped, and it's like they sort of drag you in by saying, "Have you got a gran?" And I said, "No, they died," and that. It's like, "Oh, did they die of the cold?" No, she's, ill, what have you, just old age. He said, "Well, what happens with a lot of people's grans is they die in the cold, right?" So I was like, "Oh, that's bad, isn't it?" Anyway, so she's chatting, and she's showing me pictures of these old women who look cold, right? Saying, "Look at her, that's Edna. She's got no family, she can't pay the bills and all that."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh, yeah." Anyway, it goes on for about 15 minutes, and you feel bad. You give them your bank details, right? And what happens is, every couple of months, you get a letter from Edna. Well, it's not from her, it's typed up and what have you. But there's a picture of Edna, right? And it's saying, "Oh, this December, Edna's going to be extra cold. It's cold outside, she can't afford to pay the heat and what have you."
Yeah.
Keep going, right? So you keep paying every month like £5, whatever. Get another letter a few months later, right? Edna's sat there. She's got a tan.
What do you mean she's got a tan?
Well, when they said, she's cold, I thought they meant for the heating, not to send her on holiday for a month. She sat there with a tan. I'm not joking.
Are you sure it wasn't just a slight problem in the printing?
No, definitely.
Sure, it wasn't
well happy.
Sure, it wasn't liver failure.
You see, when does it become bad to avoid people like that? Do you know what I mean? Because some people say you shouldn't. They're people like us who've just had a bit of bad luck.
Well, of course they are.
Yeah, I know, but I remember one on our estate, right? And she was a bit. What's the word that you can use? Because I don't want to offend anyone. But I'd say but sort of mental homeless. Is that a term?
That's the official term.
I think that is the
new official term. It's mental homeless-itis.
Right. So she lived on the estate and what have you, and she aged.
How was she homeless if she lived on the estate?
Well, she sort of decided to stay around there because I think people on the estate spoke to her more than people who had money. So this mental homeless woman on the estate, and what she used to do, right? She acted quite normal, and she used to always push like a pram around with her, right? And everyone was like, "She can't have a kid, can she?" Right? And she was dead happy every day. She was up and down, walking up and down the road. Anyway, one day she sort of walked past, right? Turned round and looked in the pram. There's a bucket with a face on it.
Rick, we've had an email here from a bloke. I think you're going to respect him, because I think you can tell straight away from his name that he's the kind of guy you'd want to hang out with.
Go on.
I know how much you love fun people.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, and he's calling himself this, Paul the Party Animal Parker. He's emailed in. He's given himself that moniker.
Right, I assume they're in sort of like quote marks,
they're
are they?
in speech marks, yeah. Paul
Brilliant.
Party Animal Parker.
And he's calling himself that?
Yeah.
That I can't wait.
So when you picture him, what are you thinking?
Millhouse.
Right, okay.
I think he looks like Millhouse from The Simpsons.
Yeah. He's working in sort of an IT department, maybe?
Yeah,
for a large
possibly.
organisation?
I think he might still be at school.
Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And this is the vital question. Do you believe him to be a party animal?
I believe him to be a party animal is as much as a man with a long scarf that his mum knitted him to look like Doctor Who can be a party animal, yes.
Do you think that when people are organising parties at his school, they're thinking the first person they got to get on the list and make sure he's guaranteed
You've got to take Paul the party animal.
Because
I bet he's got millions of affectations. I bet he wants to be known as the one that carries around a biscuit tin.
Yeah.
He's got the scarf.
He's the guy who only ever wears bowling wearing shoes. It's his thing. It's his thing. He's a little bit kooky, it's his thing. And it is fairly interesting what he sent in. He's found this on the web. A Serbian man who has invented a sex machine for women. And he's appealing to Western women to test his device. It runs on a 390-volt electric engine, simulates sex, and has a 7.5-inch artificial penis. As soon as I read this, I was thinking, it's just imagining there going, oh, thanks for coming in, yeah, okay. So what's going to happen is there's a penis that's going to pop out from here, and it's going to have sex with you. I'm going to stand behind the machine. I've got to stand behind here. There's a lot of dials and stuff. I don't want to bore you with.
Well, why do you have to stand behind it? Just
I can't. It's technical stuff, but I got to be behind the machine.
But there's no penis on the robot at the moment. It's just a hole.
Don't worry. What'll happen is I'll switch the machine on. I'll go behind, and then a penis will appear.
Will it be like a metal-looking penis?
It will be a robotic penis, but it will seem like it's a regular fleshy human penis.
So you've made this sort of like robotic penis look really realistic.
It's really realistic. You will not be able to tell the difference between, say, the robot one and mine, for instance.
Okay, well, I don't want to see yours.
No, there's absolutely not.
Because I've not come around here to have sex with a person.
I know, you've come around to test the machine.
Yeah,
and that is exactly what you're going to get.
Okay,
a piece of mechanical action.
To a lot of people, sex is important, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Not to you?
Well, it serves a purpose.
What purpose?
No.
Because you don't want to have kids, so what purpose?
Just you know,
something to do in the evening.
something to do, innit?
When the telly's broke.
But for years, like they've found stuff, haven't they? Machines from like Roman times that similar to that setup.
No machines in Roman times.
Like that though, the old sort of knob on a stick machine thing.
The old Roman knob on a stick. I'm sorry, but I watch Time Team every week, and Tony Robinson has never done an old knob on a stick machine.
I just think of Julius Caesar sitting down and go, okay, aqueduct, we love that. Thanks for that. Straight roads, good idea. We can see the enemy coming. What have you got there?
Well, I'm glad you've asked.
Ploncticus. What have you got there? Wanklicus.
What I've got here is a Yodi knob. And I've put that on the end of a stick.
Oh, a stick as phallus. Okay, well done, Wanklicus.
Yeah.
Well done. You are my new right-hand man, as they say.
No,
excellent.
But they do stuff like that. You've been in the London Museum and that, and they've got sort of sex stuff from years ago. They've got like these metal pants that they used to wear.
I don't know what that is.
Metal pants.
Yeah, sort of.
Is
metal.
that a chastity belt? You mean? They used to make women wear them so that they could.
But they had them for blokes as well, though.
Metal pants for blokes.
Yeah,
Why?
I just think they sort of like sexy metal pants.
What? Oh, I don't know what you mean.
What
with
are you
sexy
talking
metal
about?
pants.
Well, they'll have to look because I haven't got it in front of me. It's just something I remember seeing, some sort of sexy metal pants that I used to wear.
But what are you saying, sexy metal pants?
Because
That was not British Museum. That was Soho.
No, what I mean.
That was Old Compton Street. You were looking
They
in the
always
shop
had to
window.
be ready for like battle and that, but these were a little bit sexy but protective at the same time.
I love that. So, Lancelot, are you ready to face the Black Knight? Yeah. What do you think of these? Huh?
I just want to look good on the battlefield. Will there be women watching, cheering us on?
Well, you're not going to fight like that, are you? What about your
I'm going to wear nothing except these sexy metal pants.
But what about your chest is exposed?
Well, it's a good chest. I've been working out.
Yeah, I know. But what I mean is, you want metal all
I've
over.
actually been lifting up the round table every week. I just work out, do that about 4 times a day.
But that machine, right? Why did it have to be a woman, or could they have got a little gay fella in?
I
Let
don't
me
know.
just check. It doesn't actually specify the small print here.
I love that. Why do you want to see a little gay fella be?
I don't want to see it. I'm just saying they're sort of more.
Carl? Why do you want?
I don't want to see it.
Why do you want to watch a gay man get buggered by a robot?
I wasn't the one typing in gay machines on the internet, finding stuff out about them.
It's not a gay
Steve was.
machine. You just made it into a gay machine.
Yeah, he wanted to pleasure women with this machine. You're saying, can I see a little gay fella get a robotic cock up his arse? You're the one requesting that, Karl
I don't want
Pilkington.
that. I'm just saying that.
You're the one that want to see gay men with metal stuff up their anus.
No, what I'm saying is they're more up for a bit more experimentation than.
What are you saying? Why is that the case?
Why? Why'd you say that?
No, they just butt plugs and that. I mean, what I'm saying is.
What, you can't just say butt plugs and that.
I'm just saying that I reckon they'd be up for it.
What do you know about butt plugs?
I don't know anything about them. I just remember seeing an advert for some once in a sex shop.
What are you doing?
No, I wasn't. I was just walking past. I was walking past the sex shop and that. And
Your eyes
sort
glitz,
of
glitz,
looking.
glitz.
Why were you walking past a sex shop?
Just because I was on the way to work and that, and I passed one, and there was a little sort of one. It was open early, which I never understood. Right, it was about 8 o'clock in the morning, right?
Who's rushing out for butt plugs that early in the
who
morning,
needs them now, right? But I
must get a bagel and some poppers on the way to work.
But I walked past it and it had like a little post-it note or postcard type thing, and it was like, pop in now, buy an item, chuck in some free butt plugs. And I didn't know what they for. I'd never heard of them before. But all I'm saying is I've since found out what they do with them.
What
and
do
if
they
they do that with them, then give them a go on that.
On XFM 104.9.
Who are you?
Ricky Gervais, who are you?
Steve Merchant.
Who's that little round-headed fella
there
over
he
there?
is, Karl Pilkington.
Carl, we're having a lot of Carl today. He's a bit tired, aren't you?
Just a little bit.
What happened? You came back from Edinburgh today as well, didn't you, on the plane?
This morning.
Yeah.
Got an early flight.
Yeah.
It's just annoying me because there was like people on the plane fighting over where they wanted to sit.
Surely they've got designated seats.
Well, they have, but that wasn't good enough for them. They wanted to sit next to the friends and that. And it's like, well, you can't because you didn't check in together. So that's the way it is.
Yeah, done.
But the thing is, it's from Edinburgh, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand this sort of.
You can stand for that long, can't you?
Well, why do you have to sit next to the person anyway, to be honest? I mean, fair enough, if you're going on a long flight, someone to talk to, but for 40 minutes, it really doesn't matter.
I never want anyone to talk to. I don't want anyone sitting next to me to talk to me.
Why? What are they there for?
What? I don't mean people I go with. I mean if I'm travelling alone and I sit next to someone, I don't want them to talk to me.
Yeah, but I don't really know.
If I was travelling with you, I'd really not want you to talk to me.
Not if you're going to talk like this.
Yeah, this.
Oh, you sound like you're suicidal, mate. It was just a couple of people arguing. It's over, man.
Yeah.
The plane journey's finished. Why is it still stewing you up?
He paid 160 quid and he's not whinging. He doesn't care.
165 quid. Let's get it right. If we're going to bring it up, if we're going to mention it.
And it's like Waterford looks back to him. He said to me, Rick, it's only money, and money is just something you have in case you don't die tomorrow. He's got a great attitude towards money, Steve. It's like easy come, easy go. So just take a leaf out of Steve the I'm not spending that much merchant, and you'll have a happier life.
Sorry, I just need to defend myself for a minute. There are certain instances in life where, you see, you know you're giving me an attitude like that I'm tight. It's not tight.
No,
shut up. Let me defend myself. It's not that I'm tight with money. It's that I want to get value for money at all times.
Yeah.
Because, you probably got a lot of cash given to you, maybe it's pocket money when you were a kid. Every penny I've ever had is been money I've earned.
Yeah.
So frankly, I'm going to spend it wisely. Like, for instance, you might be, say you're in a party, or so you're at a party, maybe out in a bar with someone's birthday, you get talking to a girl, right? Maybe you buy her some drinks, right? You're chatting to her, and then you're chatting away for 2 hours, and then at the end of the evening she says, I've got to go meet my boyfriend now. Right, she's wasted my money and my time there.
Yeah.
That's 2 hours wasted and money wasted, right? Now, she should have told me straight away that she had a boyfriend, and I wouldn't have bothered with her. I'd have moved on, I'd have looked on to her.
What if she thought she was just having a chat with another human being?
Though, Rick, where I'm being deliberately deceived so people can extract money from me or interesting conversation.
Yeah.
She knew what I was after. It was obvious. The drooling mouth, you know, the beady eyes. And yet she was leading me on.
And she was a prostitute. And think how he felt about that. I mean, what a slap in the face.
Let's not try and cheapen it with that kind of cheap sexual innuendo, right? She had occasionally slept with me for money.
It wasn't for money, it was for meals.
Yeah. No, but the point was, do you know what I mean? It's just that sort of attitude generally in my life. Is like, don't waste my time, you know? Don't waste my time or my money. You're like, life is, the clock is ticking as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, and so just, if you've got a boyfriend and I come up and I'm chatting you up, just let me know and I'll move on. I won't bother you. Yes, please. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I feel they should definitely introduce some kind of badge system.
You see, the problem is that women without boyfriends will be wearing those badges now, and you won't be able to, you know what I mean? You won't be able to say, have you really got a boyfriend?
No, I just think there should be some kind of there should be an etiquette, there should be an understanding.
Yeah.
You know, because they know, they can see what I'm after. It's obvious.
Is it obvious,
yes,
is it?
I make it very clear.
You're not a subtle man.
No, I just come over and pant.
Do you still try and attract their attention by throwing small rocks at them?
Yeah.
As they walk down has that ever worked?
Occasionally.
Is it really?
You know, the desperate ones or homeless ones.
Oh, the homeless ones. He once, he said to me, he came in to work, and he said, I gave a homeless girl £1, right? Because I fancied her. He said, is that wrong? Is that really bad?
I don't think it is, you see. I don't think it is, because it seems to me if she was an attractive homeless girl and she deserves some of my money.
I just imagine him slowing down. I imagine him like going past loads of tramps going, get out of it, get a job. And she goes, hello.
But I have to say, I did for a moment just pause and think to myself whether I could kind of scoop her up in my arms, take her back to my place, and kind of turn her life around like My Fair Lady.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? And kind of teach her to speak properly and dress her up in smart clothes and take her out into sort of society.
Yeah. I think that's where your first mistake was. was he said, listen, love, I'm up for it if I can hose you down. That was where you went wrong. Smith's Cemetery Gates. Great, wasn't it?
Always cracking.
Off Queen is Dead. Voted best album of all time, I think, in an NME poll. I don't think it is their best album.
Strangers Here We Come.
I agree.
By far the best.
I agree.
Yeah. Cracking.
Anyway, Carl, yeah, so people are arguing on the flight. How did you enjoy Edinburgh, by the way, anyway? Because I saw you up there briefly for you and Nick Frost, your new mates, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. You know, he prefers them to us now.
I know, apparently, I could tell that from just talking to him earlier.
It was the way he was sort of looking at them, everything, he was just smiling at Nick Frost. It's his new best chum. You love Nick Frost, don't you?
Would you have preferred it, right, if I went to Edinburgh and had to sit with some people that I really didn't like? Would you have been happier for me?
No, do you know, but
so I had a great time with Simon and Nick, and they're nice people.
But he kept going to oi, Nick, tell Ricky that story. And Nick and Simon, well, all it was, right, and their ghost stories, he loves them because they believe in ghosts.
Oh.
It's not just
they're great blokes with great sense of humour, just because they believe in ghosts. You go and tell them that, he goes, how do you explain that? I was going, well, I wasn't there. What was that one you told me and it was completely wrong? About the...
It was, oh yeah, right, it's years ago.
Oh yeah.
In olden days.
Oh sure.
When ghosts roamed the earth.
Once upon a time, you mean?
Yeah.
Some doctor or something who was into, like, the way bodies work. They got their head cut off.
Who did? The doctor?
Yeah, he was doing a bit of an experiment.
And he cut his own head off?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was about, so when my head's in the basket, I'm going to blink my eyes.
Right. Okay, sorry, hang on, let him finish.
And,
so the doctor has chopped his own head off, and he's told everyone, I'm going to blink my eyes to prove that
he's in the basket, and he goes like, right, I'm going to blink my eyes about, as many times as I can. So quick, count them. And they count, and he got to like 15 before he
Right,
died.
now this is how Carl told me that. Till Nick Frost explained that, Carl told me, he said, right, well, a bloke, right, he had his head cut off, and when his head was in the basket, he went, count how many times I can blink. And I went, well, that's rubbish. He went, no. And Nick went, well, no, he actually said, when my head's in the basket. He went, and Carl went, oh, I said, Carl, do you know the subtle difference? Do you see the subtle difference?
I have to say, though, guys, I still don't really understand what went on there. You've both lost me.
The story is that a bloke who'd been found doing,
You mean that Carl just explained it and that was a clear version? Because I still don't know what you're talking about, Carl.
Well, this bloke had his head cut off at experiments against God. He was a doctor in the, in olden times.
Yeah.
And when they cut his head off...
Why did they cut his head off?
Because it was...
he was executed.
Crimes against... Exactly, he was executed, yeah. And, he said to his assistant, when my head's in the basket, I'm going to blink, count how many times I blink and write it down as an experiment, right? Carl told it to me, like, his head was cut off and he went in the basket, and when his head was in the basket, he looked up and said, count how many times I blink. Yeah. I love that. I love the difference in that story.
Yeah.
Both rubbish, but, one's possible and one isn't.
You believe anything that you're told, except when we tell you the truth.
Right, here's one.
Christ.
Ghosts and that we got talking about.
Sure.
And Nick said, right, he said, you'll like this one. He said, my auntie was having loads of problems.
Why are you whispering? It's not illegal to talk about ghosts on the radio.
No, but
he's hearing this.
So the auntie's in the house and that, and furniture's moving about all the time.
Oh God.
And they were like, no,
Steve, you told me this one. This is such rubbish, mate.
No, come on, let's listen.
I'm going to leave it to you. I'm going to sit back and enjoy it. I'm just going to watch your face, Steve.
Right.
Sorry, so I missed the beginning there, Carl. There's an auntie in the house.
Basically, Nick's auntie.
Right.
In the house, things moving around all the time. And it was just annoying every time she tidied up. It was like...
it was just annoying.
Making a mess.
It was one part annoying to two parts scary.
Yeah.
So stuff was moving around all the time, and they said, right,
we need an housekeeper.
Rather than having the house a mess, until we sort this out.
Stop it! I've got the vicar coming round. Stop moving stuff around.
Oh, yeah, go on.
They said
that shouldn't be in the pants drawer.
Let's put all the furniture in one room, right? So just have one room that's a mess, and have all the others empty.
Because I love the poltergeist can't really... it can move wardrobes around, but it can't open a door to put it in another room.
Yeah.
Poltergeist going, oh, I'm just making this room messy. I wish someone would open the door so I could... Go on.
Yeah, but... So all this stuff's in this room.
So they moved all their furniture into one room?
They put, like, the drawers in there and everything, and it was really uncomfortable, because they were all, like, on top of each other.
They sat in the room with all the stuff?
Yeah, they had to, because that's where the three-piece suite was.
Okay.
Oh God!
Right?
All right.
Oh God!
So they sat there, right, all crumpled up and that, but nothing can move because it's so tight. I think things were trying to move, but everything was so tight. It's
They
just
foxed that poltergeist.
So anyway, one night they sat there like sort of a bit awkward watching the telly and that, and they hear some banging in the next room. So she goes, "Oh God, what's that?"
Oh, he hadn't moved in, had he, the ghost?
So
to some of the empty rooms.
So there's this
He's moved some friends and family in.
There's this banging about going on.
No,
so
listen to this,
she gets up, right?
Yeah.
And what it is, they had the baby in the next room because there wasn't much room for the cot.
Right, so they left the baby with the ghost.
So they go into the room where the baby is, and the banging is like, do you know those plastic balls you get that you can chuck around the room and like they go mental?
Right.
The ones that you chuck once and they keep bouncing for ages. That was bouncing around the room.
Wow, what, the baby had thrown it?
Hitting all the walls, and the baby was there, stood in the cot, sort of laughing.
Right.
And looking at the ball, and wherever it looked, the ball went.
Yeah.
And then she said, "Stop doing that."
Yeah.
And the ball just stopped.
Did it?
And it rolled a bit and stopped.
Right. So the baby had thrown the ball and it was watching it as it bounced around the room.
It wasn't throwing it; it was in control of it.
No, the point is, Steve, the baby has been doing. It would have been the baby all along.
The baby had been messing with the furniture. It was
So
the
it's
baby
a
that had
super
the power. Yeah, it's the baby that had the power.
Special baby.
It's a baby that had the power. It's
What
a baby that had the power.
What-
the power
what's the power?
of telekinesis.
Right.
They were then trying to convince me that telekinesis was not like all the other stuff that I didn't believe in, but that was a science.
Right.
Telekinesis was possible.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like ghosts and demons and all that sort of. Telekinesis is different.
Yeah,
That's science.
But Nick's auntie saw it, and
I love the fact that you're telling me that someone else's auntie saw it. So I should be satisfied with that.
Yeah.
I should be satisfied with that. I mean,
no,
So does she still live in one room with all her possessions?
I think
the baby grew out of it, apparently.
it grew
The
up.
baby grew out of it.
So it doesn't use its telekinesis powers
No.
anymore?
Well, no, it's like in Carrie, innit? She was upset for a bit, and then she got over it.
Okay, I'm just going to say one thing, Carl. That was a film. Do you want to play a record or?
What do you make of the, this big problem in the church not wanting, gay people to be priests? Does that concern you?
No.
No?
It's a problem if you're gay, and it's a problem if you go to church and you don't like gays, but I don't go to church, and I'm not gay. There's certain problems that just go over your head.
If you were gay, Carl, what would you do?
Well, I do what all gays do, I suppose.
What's that?
Whatever it is they do. I'm just saying...
Well, you don't just say, what if you
well,
didn't?
I'm not gay, so I don't know.
So, getting gay marriage, would you ever go through with that?
What if I was gay?
Well,
It's hard to answer, isn't it? How can I answer it if I'm not gay? I don't know what I'd do.
Well, no,
I might
no,
not
okay.
look like this. I'd look totally different if I was gay.
Why?
Even though it's me mum's what's it and me dad's jizz or whatever, I'd look different because gays do. You make more of an effort. Look at me. I won't survive as a gay man. Maybe that's why I'm not one.
right, Carl, I'm going to give you a scenario though, okay? I'm going to test. Would you rather, so you're not gay, okay, this is the real you, right? Someone put a gun to your head and goes, right, okay, Carl, you've either got to marry a little gay fella, there's a little fella here, he loves you, he's liked you for a long time. He goes, hello, Carl. You go, alright, mate. He's a lovely bloke, I think he lives in Brighton, I think he's in advertising.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
That's
got a
surprising.
sports car, he's smart, he looks lovely, pink shirt, white suit, he's great, he's very popular, got tints, it always looks good, right, lovely tan. He's about 38.
What's his name?
His name is Graham.
Oh,
Yeah.
wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, and he goes, hello, Carl. And you go, alright, Graham. And someone suddenly bursts in and goes, right, you've either got to marry Graham, he puts a gun to your head, he goes, right, you've either got to marry Graham, okay, you've got to tell all your family.
Well, no, I'm not going to marry him, am I?
What, whoa, you know the choices.
Well, I know one of the choices, and I'm not happy with that choice, so you go with whatever else.
Well, no.
So what's the other option, Rick?
Okay, so you marry Graham and
I won't be marrying Graham.
you do all the things in the bedroom.
Why's that happening?
Well, you're married now.
You're married now and he wants to consummate the marriage. He loves
Even
you.
under marriage, you can't do that, can you? You can say, hang on a minute.
Well, no.
I don't know why you've married Graham.
No, but you want him to be happy. You want him to be happy. He's giving you a lovely house.
Yeah, but I'd say, Graham, hang on a minute, you know the score. I'm not into this.
No,
I
he
went
doesn't
along with it
know.
because you didn't want a bullet in your head.
No.
Now, if you love me, will you stop doing that?
Stop doing what?
What are you doing in the bedroom?
Well, no, just, you have a lovely life, you do your own thing, you do this, right? Podcast, do your little books and that, little, and Graham goes off, he does his, and he comes back, he goes, oh, I've had a day. You go, what's the matter, Graham? And you just sort of massage him, he's just like,
I'll go with the other option.
Well, wait, Carl! So you're going, oh God, I've made you some pork chop. He goes, oh, you're a darling, right?
It wouldn't work though, because you're putting two people together who don't want to be together.
Well, Graham wants to be with you.
Yeah, Graham loves you.
Relationship's two-way, isn't it? And this is a made-up man, and I know I don't like him.
That's just homophobic.
No, it's not. He's annoying me.
Why? He's a lovely
Why is he annoying you?
Just the way he looks after his body.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's tanning it, he's having a massage. I wouldn't be doing all that, so it wouldn't last. The relationship wouldn't work.
He's talking to you, he's getting on well.
No, it doesn't work.
Opposites attract, okay?
Not to that point, it doesn't.
He's good to you. He's really, he's oh God, he's faithful.
He's got a good job.
He's got a really good job. You get invited to really nice parties.
It's just him. I don't like him.
Well, that's a shame. He absolutely loves you.
That happens, doesn't it? It happens that. I remember being at school with a girl who really liked me, and I was like, it's not going to happen, Sharon.
No,
happen.
The first.
And that's Sharon, not Graham. So the chances of me letting this Graham move in.
Well, you've moved in with him, right? He's got a lovely, got a 6-bedroom house.
Of course he is.
And, you move in with him, right? For first day you go, oh, I'm not happy with this, because you're thinking, oh my God, oh God. First day in marriage, what's it going to go? He goes off, he gives you a peck on the
What's
head.
the option?
Well,
what's the other choice?
Well, you don't know! Yeah, okay. So he comes home, he goes, oh, he's bought you a lovely little ankle bracelet.
Oh, that's sweet of him.
With Carl. Carl, love.
Graham, I need a word.
I go, what is it? What's up, love? What's the matter? God, I'll be Graham. Right, okay. I'll be Graham. What's the matter? You look tense.
This is all, we're living a lie here.
Well, yeah, but it's just the alternative is so much worse.
What's the alternative?
Well,
what is the alternative, Rick? I think we're all waiting for that.
Well, marry a chimp.
Marry a chimp?
Yeah. Unless you either live with a chimp in a tree or marry Graham, your family are going to get killed. Someone's going to shoot them, right? So you have to decide what you want to do. Do you want to go and live in a tree with a chimp and eat nothing but bananas and just live the chimp world? Okay.
Yeah.
Or woo Graham. You go down there, you're chatting to him, you're just in a club, right? You're there.
But who's watching that I'm staying with
Whoever
Graham
this
all the
evil
time?
person
is right, yeah.
Well, hang
But
on,
where's he watching from?
The evil person's going, right, he goes to that club Saturday nights. Don't bother going before midnight. He won't be there. Right? So you get there, you walk in there, it's 1 AM, and he goes, that's him over there, in the pink shirt dancing. Okay?
Right, he wouldn't like me.
He would. You go, this
is it, you've got to win him over.
Look at you! Look at your lovely shaved head, hairy arms. Oh my God. I mean, you are more suited to the chimp, but there you'll go down a storm, right? You go down there, you've got a little vest on, leather trousers.
What would you say to Graham? You've got to go over.
You've got a bought another pair of trousers and you've cut out the back. Okay? There you go in. Your arse is showing, you've got a freshly shaved head, you've got a little white vest, okay?
Has he got all this on?
No, he's got like a little pink Ben Sherman, white trousers and espadrilles.
Right, I'd dance over.
Yeah?
I'd say, you Graham, and go, yeah.
Oh, hello. Who are you?
Say, never mind, you haven't seen a chimp about, have you?
Hello, welcome to episode 2 of the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello there.
And Karl Pilkington.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I just feel bad about Graham. I feel sorry for Graham.
Don't feel sorry for
Well,
Graham.
he was a nice guy, and he absolutely
Just so badly treated.
took you into his home. He was going to give you everything, and you just didn't appreciate, and was saving your family's life. And you just...
Yeah, but I went for the other option. There's no point. All I'd be doing is letting Graham down. And as much as I didn't like him, I don't want to ruin his
I
life.
don't know why you didn't like him.
He was just not my type.
He's a lovely guy.
He wasn't a lovely guy.
You didn't give
Why
him
wasn't he a
enough
lovely
time.
guy?
Just his ways, you know. I mean, you bond with some people, you don't with others. It had nothing to do with him.
You barely even had a
being
conversation with him.
Yeah, but you click straight away with people, don't you? You know when you meet someone, you go, yeah, they're all right. It wasn't going to work. If I was to go out with a gay man, Graham wouldn't be the one.
Who would be?
Who would be?
Just someone who wasn't as in your face as him.
Well, which
Just
celebrity?
someone,
What do you mean in your face? What?
just sort of, you know, just the way he was straight away. I wouldn't go to a club to meet someone like that. I wouldn't. Because I don't like doing that as a straight man. So just because I'm gay, I don't suddenly get into house
Well,
music.
if you were going to be gay, what gay man would you want to marry?
Probably someone who you don't know is gay.
I don't know what that means.
Someone who's just quiet about it, just get on with it.
So if you were gay, you'd like a sort of straight man.
No, because that's not going to work either, is it? That was my situation with Graham.
But how do you know if how would you, if you were gay, why would you approach someone you didn't know was gay?
What, so if you're gay, the only gay life you can do is by going to a club where it's a racket at 4 a.m. and meeting someone?
No.
Right then, so that's what
But
I'm saying.
who would be your ideal partner if you were gay? Who would you like?
It'll be someone who I don't know is gay, innit?
I don't know what that means. What do you mean it was someone you don't know?
Because
is gay?
I wouldn't go out with someone who's really like, oh, hello, and all that, with the shirt open, the
Why
tan.
not?
Because that's the equivalent of going out with a woman who's got knickers up her arse, and, you know, it's the equivalent. It's the in-your-face woman and the in-your-face man. I don't want any of you.
Well, who do you want?
Well, what's your
Someone
sort of
normal.
guy? Okay, well, just say what your sort of guy is then. Do you want him to be sort of like a man's man, sort of goes, you know, slap, he sort of like, when you go, do sort of, you go, you dopey idiot, and he just sort of gives you...
No, I don't want that.
No, you want someone to go, oh, what's the matter with you? Do you want yourself
you
better?
see, it's that-
Well, what do you want?
What do you mean,
I'm asking you what you want.
Petal. I don't
Yeah,
want
what do you
any of
want
that.
in a man? I'm asking you what
The
you want.
ones who are just normal, who just talk, they'll go, alright, Carl, how's it going? Yeah, I'm alright, mate, yeah, I'm good.
Right?
What
Okay.
are we doing tonight? Watching Die Hard, if you want. Go straight to bed after that? Yeah.
Oh, now he's straight in bed. I love the fact he went from like not being sure to just like getting a man.
But not great. It wouldn't be 4 a.m. I'd be living my life as I am now,
Right.
but I'd be a gay man.
Yeah. Okay. So
Because I'm me, aren't I? So that's
Yeah.
not going to change.
No. Why would it? No. So I'm just trying to. Carl, all we're trying to establish what sort of guy you go for. Okay, we've settled that. If sorry about if any people feel sorry for Graham, sorry about that. But that's settled.